Trinity Infinity. Coming at ya. Tuesday. Get technical.
How lovely.
Oh,
I don't know how we ever let you play a
demo.
A demo.
A fucking demo could never compare.
I haven't been playing this at all, and it's funny when you don't play, your pinky like forgets that it has muscles. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
On
And
the
that's
guitar, too.
That's like one of the only things I know that is like an exercise for my pinky. That's why I just did it.
It's a good exercise. Really kick off this day, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday. How are y'all feeling today?
You know, I'm feeling like it's Tuesday in November. In the middle of November.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think that's a good way of putting it without shrouding it in negativity.
Yeah, I feel positive about, I feel like what's positive right now. Sometimes it feels like, yeah, the shape of space is constricting you to look at the things that are more frequency and stressing you out, you know? Because it's like, I think a lot of the problems that have been spinning me out or have been ever present, it just comes to this like heated, pressurized chamber right now where it's like, oh, I'm not allowed to focus on anything else. You know, you try and turn away, but it's like the conversations in the sky that are happening are so angular that it's like, it's angular within you. It's really asking you to like think about it and, you know, have those parts of yourself that are having those tougher conversations, like, you know, the in and through, as we always like to say.
Yeah.
And during these Plutonic times, it's definitely an in and through. There is no escaping Pluto and the volcanoes at which he wants to erupt, you know?
Wow.
Not to call you out, but the other morning we were texting each other, and you were having a bit of a tough time, and I was like, Mare, you told me November was going to suck. You cannot forget about this. You're pretending like this is forever, and you told me that remember this is temporary.
And the day I knew that the 10th and the 11th would be the hardest days this month in general, specifically for me too. And that's like when I had the hardest time, of course. But it's like, it's so funny, like, and sometimes this is why my relationship with astrology is so like love, hate, on and off. Like sometimes it feels like knowing about it can make it better, and sometimes it feels like it doesn't affect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This month, I think it's helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we called it out and we said it on this show. That's why you got to pay attention.
We pulled the Three of Hearts on both those days.
Yeah.
Anytime that we pulled. Yeah.
Me knowing November could be a little bit of a rough patch has made it easier for me. Because every day that's not like completely off the rails, I'm like, oh, we're getting through this thing. You know, but I feel like the opposite could be true too. It's like, spoiler alert, you know, July is going to be the best month. And then every day I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, totally.
We like low expectations.
Yeah.
Oh, I love I thrive in the low expectation
Yeah.
world. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And if people start having expectations of me, I will do everything I can to nuke them. And start over. Like a phoenix from the ashes. Should I pull a card, y'all?
Yeah.
You wish. All right.
Get a
So
little
good at
nervous.
Yeah, here's a Tuesday card. Again, it's just going to be the destiny of today. So here it is.
That's not so bad. 3 of Pentacles.
The Three of Pentacles.
Showing off your skills to your friends or family. Being a little bit performative.
Yeah, this is an artist in the act of
Absolutely.
carving and also with you know, there's the one where he's just like sitting away working on the pentacles, but this is the one where it's like there's people watching him and seeing the work that he's done. And
yeah, and he's still like young in his journey, but he's out there doing it and presenting himself, you know. So this card sometimes, a lot of times to me, can like if I pull it for a day, often that day is I have a little bit more bravery about whatever it is that I'm presenting.
Oh, like a good day to present.
Yeah, like I can be a little bit less nervous. Some of I'm like showing somebody a new song or whatever it is. It could take some of that down because you can get more of this like Leo, like, oh, but I'd like to show off what I can do energy, you know.
And it's like that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You know, it's affirming in that department.
Yeah. And right now, gosh, for performers, like so difficult not to be able to get out there and do what you want to be doing. I know some people are getting back to it slowly, but still very, very limited.
It seems like the best way to get through, though, is to create something. Like whether it's just something. Like do something to move the energy. You know, and I think that's what we've been encouraging within each other, and as like in the Church of Chill community, it's been awesome to see everyone, despite November vibes, you know, showing up and putting out the work and making something. And I don't know, it's
yeah, we always say that it's good to put it out because you get the feedback. I'm not good at living the truths always that I say, but yeah, it's definitely good to consistently put stuff out.
And even if you don't get the feedback, like it's so easy to get feedback now because of the internet, but like there is something about putting it out there and somebody seeing it, and it completes the circuit. For me, it doesn't feel done until someone has seen it. It's been presented in some way, because then that's the signal to me, like you're letting go of this now.
Yeah.
You can't control it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And now someone else is going to imbue a meaning on it, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
And it's almost better for me when it's exposed to a lot more people, because
Right.
like, there's nothing I can do. If we're just showing a cut of our movie that's finished to Cass's mom for the first time, and she says something off kilter about it fucking ruins me, because it feels like I can still control it. But like when you just, boom, it's on the internet. Holy shit, 100,000 people saw this today. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, you really got to let go. And then they start putting meaning on it, and it's not your baby anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is beautiful. You've birthed it.
Yeah. Well, and even if you're not getting like literal external feedback from people like directly to you, you're also going to hear, if you slow down enough, the feedback from people, whether they say it to you or not, you know.
Totally.
Like when you're an artist, like you can't, and that's why I think being famous can be so crushing, obviously, to a lot of artists. Like it's not even about, like I'm sure it's what it's about in the tabloids and stuff, but like it's literally that you're hearing the dissonance and resonance with how people are receiving you out in the world. And when there's more people, it's like more dissonance. And that can be very crushing for people if you don't have this ability to just like disassociate from your ego and know that obviously anybody's perception of you is just a projection of themselves. But when you know, it's obviously so hard to not take personal as an artist, because it's coming from you and feels you. And, you know,
I was just reading about, do you remember that guy Gautier?
Yeah.
Somebody that I used to know, that song.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only, like he only put out one release. That's his actual name. He's part of a band. I don't know the band's name, but he broke away from the band. He made that. He had this huge hit.
Yeah.
Like you could not avoid that song. That was as big of a hit as there could be.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing he ever did. He went back to his band after that, and it's just quietly resumed that stuff. Because what would happen to him is he'd go and play Coachella, play that song, and then the crowd would leave.
Oh.
You know, yeah,
that's
like brutal.
That's why Seal plays
Kiss from a Rose three times.
Every time or 3 times?
Like
plays
4
it 3
times.
That's fucking hilarious.
He's like, I'm gonna play this first, but don't worry, it's coming back
That's
a couple
funny.
other times.
So
Don't
funny.
leave. But yeah, I was just thinking about that guy, and I'm like, man, he made this humongous song, and then like he's kind of been like running from it ever since. Like, you know, it's probably paying for his life. Like,
yeah, definitely.
But you know, there's something artistically that it did to him, that he wanted to retreat more to a familiar place where he could produce work in anonymity instead of people was waiting around for his next thing and they're like, is it going to have that hit on there again?
Right.
He's back with his band, just like doing the work.
Right. Well, I think like, you know, when you're, I shouldn't say real artists, a lot of artists understand that art should make people uncomfortable. And when you're making hits as a musician, it's kind of the antithesis of that, because you're thinking, what would make somebody comfortable? You know, you're thinking about repetitive patterns that we've heard in the media a million times so that people find it hit and catchy. You know, that's like kind of the whole point of a hit, is that it's kind of like already imbued into you and it's a comfortable thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you feel comfortable listening to it. And of course, as a musician, you're going to want to not do that. You're going to want to do things that don't necessarily make people comfortable, you know, that make them think about the things you want them to think about, you know, whatever your intent or your passion is. And
Well,
so
like
that's like
the Grateful Dead were the only one of their peers that didn't have a hit.
Yeah.
Everyone that was coming out of that scene had a hit that established them.
They had like what one?
Touch of Grey, but that was like in 1987. Like
Yeah.
that was like a little gift from the universe.
Yeah.
Like, hey, keep it going.
What was on a Working Man's album that was a hit?
Oh yeah, Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But not really.
But they never sold a lot of albums.
Yeah.
They never sold a lot of, so they had
Yeah.
to keep doing it and had to keep innovating in a way that they never hit on a pattern like you're saying that they had to like were tempted to
Be
reproduce.
enslaved to and stuff.
We've seen it with bands we love. Like
Yeah.
they'll put out an album or two, we'll become friends with them. We'll like, whoa, damn, this is the next big thing. And then like their third and fourth album, we're like, all right, what's going on? Their fifth album, we're like, they suck.
Yeah.
Because you can tell they're trying to redo the thing.
Yeah, we were talking about a director that happening to as well. It's hard because when you get famous for certain things, you want to be popular.
Yeah.
You know, you want to give the people what they want, and you can
Yeah.
really get trapped into
Yeah.
being like you always call it something, but like a joke of yourself, and you have like a better term for it.
An artistic opportunist.
A mockery of yourself, or like, I don't know. But
But like you're so presentational about the ego that you think people want. It's almost like satirical.
Yeah.
You say it better.
Yeah,
You'll figure it
you
out. at
become
some
a
point.
cartoonized version of yourself. And look, I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm not trying to throw shade out there. But I did say to Mare, and it was an in-the-moment thing. This isn't contemplated, but I said Wes Anderson is like the Weezer of directors. Take that for what you want. And just know that I loved Weezer's first two albums. Loved them. You know?
Well, it reminds me of one of my favorite quotes about art. That is, art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and sometimes I think as you get more famous or get more comfortable, and you kind of maybe lose that pursuit or motivation, or maybe you don't even have to come, because a lot of music and a lot of art is comforting yourself first and foremost. And when you comfort yourself, you then by extension comfort other people who can relate to whatever it is you're going through or coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of artists who continue to evolve,
Oh, what is this?
the new Parquet Courts album,
Yeah.
Ooh, hold that up.
which I want to shout out and say honor is like fucking badass. We were lucky enough to see them not too long ago, and we were like, they played the first 30 minutes. I was in the car, like, having to download footage, and I was like, I love all these songs. Like, what am I doing? I gotta be up by the stage. Like, I just can't believe I'm not over there. These are all the hits, where they're fucking just hit after hit after hit. Like, I almost didn't know how much I loved this band and how many great albums
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
songs they had. And then I just like couldn't. I was like, kind of, they're blowing their load. Talk about blowing our load. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, you're like, how long are they going to play? They're playing all the hits.
Yeah, and then I go up and I finally connect with you guys, and they start playing. They're like, we're going to start playing songs from our new album. And we were just like, and they got so trippy and psychedelic, which you kind of wanted to get to by the third, 3/4 of way through someone's set, where it starts like being these like face melters, you know?
Yeah.
That's what you really want and need. But anyway, we were lucky enough to, when we were at the record store the other day, this came out. We got it a day early because it was already in the record store, which made me very excited. So little blessings like that. Shout
Yeah,
out.
I do love that the singer makes all the album art too.
Oh, he does?
And yeah, he brings
Cool.
it every time, for sure.
He's got like the best voice ever.
I know, it's weird. No one else sounds like him. It's like, I don't even know how you'd
No,
sound.
he's got a little bit of space, kind of like the Ramones singer, like on the lower part of his jaw. So it gives it like this really like, I wish I could impersonate it tone. It's very full.
Caveman-esque.
Yeah, it's very caveman-esque.
It's interesting because sometimes there's like voices that are so distinct that you kind of get sick of their voice. Like I can think of, I'm not going to name names. But
Wes
there's-
Anderson.
I need to know
I'm kidding.
now.
I'm kidding.
Okay, I don't like Real Estate, that song, or that band, personally.
Yeah, they're an indie band.
But they have this like sound, their voice.
Okay.
It's just like, you know, it can just like, doesn't resonate with me. There's just certain
Is it-
voices that don't resonate, or you get
is
to a
it-
certain point and
Is it the effect on the voice or is it the voice, you think?
I'd have to play it for you, as
Yeah.
you seem to
I'd
know
be-
voices better than me.
I'd be so interested because I could. That's definitely true for me. For some people's voices, obviously, like you love a band, but you're like just this vocalist's voice, like the way that they're
Yeah.
using it. At least it's not usually obviously somebody's instrument. It's just like, oh, the way that you're using it.
John
It sounds
Mayer.
like you're really putting something
Yeah.
on you. You don't want to be yourself, and of course with a voice, like it's not like any other instrument. You can't hide.
Yeah.
Like it's fully representational about where you're at as a human being and how close you are with yourself and yada yada, how much you know yourself.
The same thing in movies where I feel like directors are hiding behind razzle dazzle and all this stuff. There's singers that do that. John Mayer kills me. I know he could sing better or different than he does. It just
They find out like they kind of lean into a certain.
it's a preciousness.
There's something indie about it too.
But that's what we love about Parquet Courts. It's like there's a gruff, like straightforward non-preciousness to it.
He's not putting on his voice. Like he's just letting himself be him.
Yeah.
And that's when you hear a vocalist, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear somebody letting themselves be themselves. You know, you don't want to hear this this bullshit resistance to like because you can hear all of it. Somebody wanting to try and sound like a certain way, you know.
Yeah.
This band, they do like some of the other instrumentalists sing sometimes, but they obviously have a main vocalist guy. And when I first heard them, I was like, who the hell
I know.
is singing on this? He sounds so old too.
I know, he does.
He sounds very, very old.
He's probably younger than me.
Yeah. And the other
crazy.
thing that they brought on top of like melting our faces and bringing like such a genre plethora other than punk was they were funny. They brought such a good vibe to everything, you know?
Yeah. Really funny between the songs.
Really funny between the songs.
Oh, that's important. I thought one of the notable shows I saw was Bad Bad Not Good, where the drummer like got up and like said a whole thing, and I was like, right on, man. You know, he really brought the whole room together in a way that felt like cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was cool.
Sean's not totally convinced.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. It's a delicate line between just like showing your art and doing your thing.
And being a fucking cornball.
Yeah.
And being a cornball.
You do have to ride the line.
Shut up and play the hits, bro. You know, but sometimes they're just so funny. Like, it's just like.
But you were saying like Angel Olsen, which like I could totally relate to like wanting to do this if you have more of like an emotion, like if your music is more dramatic and emotional in tone, like to have some levity in between songs and be like, you know, I don't take everything so seriously, you know? And I appreciate you saying that about her because it's like, oh, that's rad and cool. You know?
Yeah. Her shows are so fun because of that. And like, I mean, look, if we're going to mention it, the king of this is Ween. It's like between the songs, I'm like, everyone shut up. I want to hear what Dean's whispering under his breath up there, that he's fucking being hilarious, you know? And it's always just like a quick little thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's
funny.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to see them soon.
Yeah, we're going to go see Ween December 10th in Philadelphia if anyone wants to meet up with us and see us totally freaked out of our minds. And we're going to see him again in February here in New York. So, keep in touch. If you want to, have more access to us, join our Patreon and get in our Discord.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other fun stuff on the Patreon.
The Discord is especially helpful this month.
Oh, my God. It's popping off.
It's popping off.
Everyone's helping each other.
There's a gratitude channel. That's amazing to tap into in November.
Shout out to
Obviously, amazing
Stephanie.
and necessary. Shout out to Stephanie.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Church
of Chill.
Yeah.
You're gonna. That's dangerous.
Talking big game here.
Yeah. I mean, it would be worth joining our Patreon just to see what Mare says in the Discord. I'm not even kidding you. This girl's fucking wild, mate.
Oh man, love you guys.
Love you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.